Hola, hola, ¿cómo están? Just making sure we are live. Let me make sure we are on, and I will introduce you. I am very excited to start this and have you on Facebook Live. So let me check this out. Yes, we are live. How can it get better than this? So we are live. Y estamos aquí. Hola, ¿cómo están? Les voy a presentar a esta maravillosa amiga mía que se llama Melinda Joto. Ella vive en Austin, or where is it that you're?
Buda, just south of Austin.
Buda, al sur de Austin. Yo fui con ella a hacer mi tercera clase de barras. Me encantó su energía, so la quiero compartir con ustedes. Y está con nosotros Melinda Joto. So what certifications do you have, Melinda?
So I am a Barras facilitator.
Okay.
And I'm also a body process facilitator and Access energetic facelift facilitator and certified, just a regular certified facilitator.
Okay. Ella es facilitadora de barras, de procesos de cuerpos, de facelift y también de, what was the last one? I'm sorry?
The body process facilitator. Did you say that one already?
I did.
The body, the facelift, bars, and a certified facilitator.
Y es certificada de Access Counsciousness, facilitadora certificada. Así es que hoy vamos a hablar de si estuvieras eligiendo ser tú, si realmente fueras tú, ¿qué elegirías? So our topic for today is, if you were truly being yourself, what would you choose to create? So what can you tell us about that?
A life filled with joy, ease, and glory. I will just tell everybody, how many people are on this call right now?
We have more than 2.
This morning, all of a sudden, I had this back injury, this lower back injury, my coccyx bone. I fell and it sounded like it cracked. And just out of nowhere, I was being very careful. I wasn't running or anything. It just slipped out from under me. And I didn't know if it was broken or bruised, but I couldn't walk. And I've just been sort of like laying on my stomach most of the day, running all these processes. Okay, body, what's going on? Is this mine? Is this somebody else's? Is this something else's? What will it take to change this? Return to sender with consciousness, because I got that it wasn't mine. And it was just sticking in there. And so Claudia had asked me a question I asked myself, what are you trying to avoid? And it was my potency, of course. Anytime some, oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Hola, dice que hoy en la mañana se resbaló y se lastimó el coxis y tuvo un dolor impresionante y ella estuvo corriendo procesos para ella misma todo el día. Y yo le hice una pregunta, ¿qué es lo que estás tratando de evitar? Cuando me habló y me dijo, Claudia, me he caído, estoy en dolor. Le dije, ¿qué es lo que estás tratando de evitar? Y ella dijo, es mi potencia. It's my potency. So, continue.
I can say sí.
Yeah. We have people on there that do speak English, but some of them just are Spanish speaking. So that's why we need to translate.
Yes.
And you and I love to talk, so.
That's right. Well, I talked to Claudia just before this call. Like, it was really, I'm like, how am I going to do this laying on my stomach? So just by her asking the same questions that I had been asking, it cleared it more than me asking it myself. Like, so when other people work with you, it makes a difference.
Dice que que ella estuvo corriéndose procesos todo el día y le hice yo las preguntas que ella misma se había hecho. Entonces es diferente cuando alguien trabaja contigo en lugar de hacerte tú las preguntas, es más potente cuando alguien te las hace. Así que trabajar con alguien más es mucho más potente.
So now I'm sitting kind of on my hip, but I wasn't able to do this before Claudia had sent the messages on my phone. So asking the questions, it moves some energy.
Dice que tenía mucho dolor y ya había decidido que no iba a hacer esta llamada por el dolor. Antes de que yo le pusiera los textos en su teléfono, le mandé algunas preguntas y dice que ahora que se ha movido la energía es que puede estar sentada y hacer esta llamada.
So, gracias, Claudia.
Nada, Melinda, te amo.
Te amo. So, were you on the call that they had yesterday where they talked about the thymus exercise and exit stage left that are going to be part of the bars now?
I wasn't on the call, but I saw it on recorded. Me pregunta si estuve en la llamada donde hablaron de los procesos del timo y unos procesos nuevos que se van a incluir en la clase de barras. No estuve en la llamada, pero lo vi en grabado.
Yeah, so I've been running these exercises with the body processes. And so I know how to run them. I was really surprised when they added the exit stage left to it. I haven't done that yet with my bars, but I'm wondering if they're going to, I haven't been able to listen to the whole call yet. And when I called in yesterday, they already had 500 people signed up. So it bumped me off. It wouldn't let me get on the call. Anyway, so I'm wondering if they're going to come out with a new chart or if they're going to change the video. Did you notice if they said that in the call?
Not yet. They're working on it until I believe they get it translated to the other languages, because I believe it's on English right now only.
Right.
So, ella dice que ha estado corriendo los procesos que se van a incluir en barras, los ha estado corriendo. Y ayer, que fue la llamada para instruirlos a los facilitadores de estos cambios que se están haciendo, cuando ella se metió a la llamada, ya había más de 500 personas en la llamada, así es que ya no pudo meterse y lo estamos viendo en grabado. Entonces ella está muy sorprendida que hayan cambiado estos procesos a lo de barras, así es que tal vez tengamos una tarjeta nueva para los procesos de barras.
So the bars classes that you've taught so far, the charts that you have, you could only get them in English, right?
The ones that I had, I could get them in Spanish too, because they're the old ones. So I have them in English and Spanish.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So when we do your class, are we going to print all the cards, all the head charts in Spanish?
We will have a head count of... dice que ella va a venir el día 6 de mayo. Vamos a hacer una clase acá en Watagua. Ella va a venir. Yo le voy a facilitar el espacio y voy a estar traduciendo para ella. Entonces la pregunta es que las personas que van a venir van a querer su hoja en inglés o en español, y vamos a hacer un conteo para esas personas. So yeah, I'm very excited. You're coming. Almost here.
Now, is this going to be the first time that you've had a class with an English-speaking person?
Yes. Me pregunta si es la primera vez que voy a tener una clase con alguien que hable inglés. And actually, I was very hesitant about going into the English market or just speaking the language, because I thought I wasn't good at it, that I had a judgment about myself. But actually, the bars classes have taught me that it's really easy. I mean, Access has brought ease and joy to my life and acceptance about myself.
You speak fantastic English.
Thank you.
You absolutely do. Like, there's no impediments there. So you're absolutely right. It's just something that you're judging yourself for. That it's a lie. Mm-hmm. It's a lie, and there's no need to buy into that.
Y dice que me dice que hablo muy bien el inglés. Yo le digo que antes de Access, ya había tratado varias veces de como que comenzar a poner en el Facebook cosas en inglés, pero había una creencia en mí, un juicio sobre mi inglés y sobre mi acento que no me permitía hacer la transición a tratar con clientes que hablen inglés. Y me dice que es verdad, era solo un juicio que yo tenía de mi manera de hablar el lenguaje. Y cuántas veces eso nos impide ser nosotros mismos. And how many times a judgment about ourselves or what we think about ourselves does not allow us to be really, truly ourselves.
Exactly right. Where it doesn't allow us to align with our true being, our powerful, infinite wisdom, love, gratitude, joyful, exuberant self. It knocks us out of alignment time and time again when we buy into those things. So we got to keep being aware of them, clearing them. And so a lot of these, that's what bars does. Bars will clear all those places in your head where you have these stuck thoughts, judgments, conclusions. it just clears them right out. Have you noticed a difference when you have your bars run, how it changes your perception of yourself and your reality?
Oh, yes. Yes. I actually did it myself today.
On yourself?
I was running my bars myself.
Awesome. I do that sometimes too.
Yes.
Like I'll touch a point and I'll just tell it to keep running and it'll keep running. I said, run for as long as you need to. And then I might like peace and gratitude and kindness, that one back here. I just, every time I touch it, it's like, it's like, I feel so happy when I run that one. It's one of my favorite ones. An implant band. I could stay on the implant band for like an hour. That's a really good one too. It's so juicy, like all kinds of stuff comes out of there.
Yes. Dice que sí he notado que cada vez que nos corren las barras, nuestra realidad cambia, porque cuando nos alineamos un juicio, un punto de vista sobre nosotros o alguien más, especialmente de nosotros, nos limita y nos impide accesar la potencia y el poder que realmente somos. Entonces yo le digo que totalmente ha cambiado mi percepción, no solo sobre mí, sino todo lo que me rodea. Y le dije que, de hecho, yo me corrí las barras hoy, yo sola, decidí correrme las barras, y ella dice que ella también toca los puntos y dice que le encanta y le da la orden a las barras de que corran solas. Dice que la que más le gusta es la de juicios, la barra de I'm sorry, de implantes, la barra de implantes. Dice que esa la puede correr hasta por una hora y dice, esa es bien jugosa, salen tantas cosas de ahí.
So, there's a couple of other ones. Have you taken foundation yet?
No, I haven't. We're getting ready to do foundation, but I have not. But I have a question over here. Somebody's asking, what is the purpose of adding more processes to the bars? ¿Cuál es el propósito de agregar más a las barras? Nos preguntan.
These two particular processes, it will help increase the potency of the bars points. The thymus exercise, basically you're pulling energy through the body, through the thymus, through the hands, and then it goes through the thymus, down to the feet, into the earth, then from the earth, through your feet, they cross at the thymus, then out the hands, then you open your crown and you pull energy down from divine energy down through your body and down into the earth, then you pull Mother Earth energy up through your body and out the top of your crown. So these energetic pathways are running all at the same time while you're running this thymus exercise, and that really keys up everything in your body and makes you more receptive to, when you're running the bars, to just clearing things more easily, more quickly.
Okay. Dice que el propósito es de potencializar el proceso de las barras y estás estimulando la glándula del timo y estás jalando energía por la glándula del timo directo a la tierra por tus pies, sale por tus pies, por tus manos, directo a tu cabeza y directo a la tierra y nuevamente hacia ti para potencializar el proceso de las barras y contribuir con la energía de la tierra y tu energía en sí.
And then exit stage left, you can use that a lot of times with people who have a terminal illness, where they can't decide if they want to stay in their body or if they want to leave. Sometimes they're locked in their body, sometimes they're locked out of their body, and they can't make a decision. Do I want to live or do I not want to live? And so, although this isn't necessarily for that, it is places where we've locked things into our body or out of our body that keeps us from functioning as good as we could function. So that will help, again, with all the bars points on the head. It'll help them run more efficiently when you do exit stage left with it.
Ok, el siguiente proceso se llama sal por la izquierda. Este proceso va a ayudar a las personas que están con una enfermedad terminal a decidir si se quieren quedar en el cuerpo o quieren terminar ya con este proceso. Por ejemplo, si quieren ya decidir morir, entonces pueden decidirlo porque muchas veces están ya fuera del cuerpo y ni siquiera se dan cuenta, o hay muchas cosas que están atoradas o dentro del cuerpo o fuera del cuerpo. Entonces esto va a facilitar el proceso de decisión para estas personas.
And then in return, the bars helps the body processes also run more effectively, because you're getting rid of all these implants in your mind, all these blockages, these judgments, these conclusions. When you can clear those out, then your body can heal more. Your body can be more in communion with your being and with Mother Earth.
Okay. Y dice que cuando quitamos todos estos bloqueos que tiene la persona, todavía el proceso de correr las barras y de tocar los puntos de la cabeza es mucho más potente para que la persona tenga una pronta recuperación o sea más potente la energía que corre en los procesos. Very interesting. That is actually awesome. Es muy interesante, es maravilloso esto que está sucediendo.
Because I've noticed a lot of times, the body processes are for things we lock into our body, and bars are for things that we lock into our mind. So the body processes will pull those things out of the body, diseases, like if you get locked up, if you have an injury, if you've had trauma, it pulls all those things out of the body, just like bars pulls limiting thoughts out of the mind. So they work very well together, actually.
Uh-huh. Ok, dice que los procesos de cuerpo son para sacar todo eso que está atorado dentro del cuerpo, como son las enfermedades, como son los bloqueos energéticos en el cuerpo, y el toque de los puntos de la cabeza son para sacar todo lo que está atorado en nuestra mente, en nuestra cabeza. Entonces, esto es muy interesante. Gracias por estar aquí. Les voy a saludar. Jaime, gracias. Martínez América, Emma, Leti, gracias por estar aquí, todos los que estén acá, Fernanda, y gracias creo que deberíamos de compartir esto, ayúdenme a compartir porque estos 3 puntos que se van a agregar a las barras son padrísimos. Yo de hecho no tenía esta información, así es que thank you, Melinda, for being here with us today and giving us this information. I mean, I'm amazed. I had no idea what these 3 processes are because I have not done foundation. So that's why I had decided to bring you over here so you could help us in these processes. So, because I know you have more, just got distracted. You have more, what do you call it?
Experience?
Yes. And you have more practice with Access. So I love it.
I love it too. And so some places that I've gone with it since I did bars was I did foundation. And to become a certified facilitator, you have to take a lot of classes. You have to do a lot of reading. You have to read the reference materials. And there's all these teleclasses that you have to take. And it was a wild ride. I did it pretty quickly. I did it in like less than 3 months. It sometimes takes people years to do that. And it's not necessarily inexpensive either. But since then, I've delved more into the body work too. Bars has been just a wonderful gift for me and the people that I know and the people that I practice on. I've seen huge changes in people that have mental disorders like Alzheimer's and dementia and like schizophrenia. Bipolar, ADD, ADHD, all these things, a lot of these can be alleviated when you run bars. You see changes, more activity, more connectivity in the brain, more functionality in the brain. So what's really cool about foundation is they teach you a lot more tools that you can use to have a life filled with ease, joy, and glory, because everything can be coming at you in ease, joy, and glory if we choose it, right?
Exacto. Dice que ella se certificó para ser una facilitadora certificada de Access. De hecho, hay personas que les toma años y dice ella que se subió al viaje de su vida y que aunque no fue uno muy fácil, lo hizo en 3 meses y dice que no es tampoco nada barato, pero que lo que ella ha aprendido de los procesos de cuerpo es que realmente se pueden cambiar vidas y con los procesos de barra hay muchas cosas que se pueden revertir en las personas, como la esquizofrenia, Alzheimer's y otras enfermedades que muchas veces no tienen remedio. Con Access se puede, de hecho corriendo las barras solamente.
Yeah, so what's really cool about bars is that it doesn't just eliminate beliefs that you have accumulated in this lifetime, but it's in many thousands of lifetimes that you can wipe out all of these limiting beliefs, things that are blocking you from your true full potential. And that's what I love about it.
Dice que con las barras no solamente se quitan los juicios de esta vida, sino de otras vidas que te pueden estar limitando de tu potencial verdadero.
Like, there's a lot of teenagers these days, they find it sometimes fascinating to be like depressed and dark and, I don't know, somber and even suicidal. This actually happened to my stepdaughter. When she went through puberty, she became suicidal. She couldn't handle all the hormones. And all of her friends are like the same way, and it's almost like contagious. And this is very good for relieving depression and suicide tendencies and things like that. It saved many, many, many lives running bars.
Dice que correr las barras, que en este momento hay muchos jóvenes, de hecho, en depresión, que están sumidos en pensamientos negativos, inclusive en los pensamientos de suicidio, y que eso le pasó, de hecho, a su hijastra, donde ella se metió en la depresión y quería suicidarse. Dice que corriendo barras se ha podido salvar muchísimas vidas, porque los niños realmente salen de ahí donde pueden tener una vida realmente con facilidad, gozo y gloria.
Like even Dane here says that. Dane says he went and kill himself. And he went and had his bars run, and that changed his whole life instantly.
Dice que Dane también lo dijo, que él estaba a punto del suicidio, él ya había decidido suicidarte, fue y le corrieron las barras y su mentalidad cambió completamente.
Yeah, so very good. And also what's really wonderful about if you can ever get your children or your teens to come take a bars class with you, you know, it doesn't cost anything for them to do that. And children can run bars so much more quickly than adults can, because they don't have any limiting thoughts about, oh, what can I do? You know, can I do this? You know, I might not be able to do this. No, they don't even have any considerations about that. And they can run bars in like 30 minutes, where sometimes it takes me, you know, an hour or over an hour to run a full set of bars. Okay. They can just clear it like that.
Dice que de hecho, si puedes traer a tus hijos a que tomen una clase de barras, ellos no tienen tantas consideraciones ni juicios como si puedo hacerlo, si lo haré bien, si estará bien que lo haga. Ellos corren las barras y ellos se toman mucho menos tiempo que nosotros los adultos. Nosotros los adultos a veces nos podemos tardar más de una hora y ellos la corren rápido.
Yeah.
Y no cuesta, es gratis para los niños menores de 15 y los adolescentes de 16 a 18 es la mitad de precio.
Have you had any of your children in any of your bars classes?
Yes, actually my son that was here, my youngest one, 8 years old, he runs bars and he set his own prices. He said, Mom, I want to start doing my sessions, and I charge $10 per adult, $8 for teenagers, and $5 for kids.
That's so cool.
Yes, he has his little jar where he keeps his money. And my teenage daughter, she also went to do the class.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And then if they could do it for their friends, on their friends, oh, we could really change the world, couldn't we?
Oh, yes. Yes. My husband loves my son running his bars, and he actually did it for me last Sunday. And I was like, I'm just going to take a rest. I'm going to lay down for 5 minutes. And he started doing my bars, and I fell asleep until the next day. I woke up at 7 in the morning.
Wow.
Just take a rest.
How does it get any better than that?
What else was possible? It was awesome.
I know. That's better than any sleeping medication you could take. Amazing. That's a wonderful gift. Yeah.
Yes.
So, then you already know firsthand how children can be so effective at running bars. It's amazing. So really, any classes that you take, you could bring him with you. It wouldn't cost anything for him to take the class. And then he could be using all these Access tools with you.
Yes. Me pregunta si alguno de mis hijos ha venido conmigo a alguna de las clases. Le digo que sí. Miguel, el más chiquito, ya hizo la clase de barras. Él ya da sus sesiones. Y mi hija, que es adolescente, también ya hizo su clase de barras. Y Miguel tiene una energía muy potente. Según yo me iba a acostar solamente a descansar unos 5 o 10 minutos, me comenzó a hacer las barras y no me desperté hasta el día siguiente. Me quedé profundamente dormida. Y una de las cosas que tiene Access es que tus hijos pueden venir contigo a todas las clases que tú tomas y no les cuesta nada y se pueden certificar como facilitadores. They could get certified. I was reading that on the manual.
Yeah. So my goal is to not only practice bars on as many people as I can, but to teach bars to as many people as I can, and certainly to have quite a few different people that I could do trades with, so that I could have bars run on myself, and I could run their bars at least once a week, because that's a huge contribution for everybody involved.
Yes. Dice que su meta no solamente es a practicar las barras en la mayor cantidad de personas posibles, sino que también enseñar las barras a la mayor cantidad de personas posibles y tener personas con quien poder compartir una sesión de barras, intercambiar una sesión de barras, porque es contribución para ambas personas. Entonces, entre más personas, pues mucho mejor para nosotras, la humanidad y la tierra. Gracias por sus likes, muchísimas gracias, porque creo que esta información es importantísima. A mí me está dejando un concepto nuevo de lo que son las barras, de lo que es Access. Entonces yo estoy maravillada con esto. Thank you for sharing this information with us, because I mean, I love Access, I love the bars, but this that you're sharing with us, it's opening my vision to something greater and more expansion, not only for adults, but for our children. If what we say they are our future, I am in love.
Yeah, and I can't wait for you to start learning more of these body processes. That's going to open a whole new world for you and your family and your friends and everybody that you know, because those are, I mean, something about bars is, we're so much in our heads that bars is truly something that should be something that you do every week. But when we have these thoughts in our heads, we lock these things into our bodies. Mm-hmm. It shows up in our bodies. Like, I 100% believe that when somebody gets cancer or any kind of disease, this is some emotions we haven't been able to process that turns dark in our body and turns into cancer cells, where our body isn't functioning properly, and there's blockages, which show up in the form of tumors and things like that. And I 100% believe once you can get all this stuff in your head wiped out, you can heal anything in the body. I don't care how terminal they say you are, you can heal all of it. And these body processes work just as powerful as the bars do. And there's so many of them. There's like 50 or 60 different body processes. And it's always fun for me. I love to read through the manual. Some of the names of them, I can barely even pronounce them. And the thing is, you don't have to even understand them for the energy of it to work and for it to heal and shift. It's really cool stuff.
Dice que ella piensa y cree firmemente que cualquier cosa que nosotros tenemos atorada en nuestra mente se manifiesta en nuestro cuerpo, así sea cáncer o cualquier enfermedad terminal, no importa qué tan terminal el doctor o los médicos digan que es, si se puede liberar de la mente, se puede liberar del cuerpo. Dice que en el proceso de cuerpos hay más de, did you say 350 or 50 processes?
There's in between 50 and 60.
Hay alrededor de 50 a 60 procesos de cuerpo y que a ella le encanta estar leyendo y repitiendo su manual. Dice que algunas de las terminologías ni siquiera las entiende, pero funcionan, ¿no? Porque Access es una metodología donde no tienes que entender nada, va directamente al subconsciente, entonces no hay que entender ni meter lógica. Entonces dice que eso la tiene ella maravillada. Y a nosotros también, ¿sí o no? Pongan sí o no, maravilla, en comentarios.
Yeah, like the facelift, the energetic facelift procedure. Literally, when someone is doing this procedure on you, they start on the chest and they're pulling up lightly, but energetically, you can literally feel everything tightening and lifting from your chest area all the way up to your forehead. And they say if you run this process 20 times, it's like having a surgical facelift.
Wow. Dice que cuando te están corriendo el proceso de facelift, que es un proceso para la cara, que literalmente comienzan desde el pecho y te están jalando energéticamente todo hacia atrás y sientes como todo esto se va tensando, se va poniendo durito, y después de 20 procesos de facelift es como si te hubieras hecho una cirugía médica, plástica.
Yes. And there's processes for correcting vision, which I haven't started really doing that one too much yet, but I only need this when I read. Like, I don't need them when I'm just seeing somebody, you know, who I'm talking to. But also for hearing, they have some that repair your hearing and clear the blockages for hearing. There's just so many wonderful processes. And when you do foundation, there's a couple that you're going to be doing. There's 3 different body processes that you do when you do foundation. When are you going to be doing that one?
In July. We have somebody coming in July, Spanish speaking, because we mostly work with our Spanish community. But like I said, I'm doing the transition into my English community because I had a session with an English speaking person and I was just amazed because I didn't think I was capable of it. And then that's when I said, oh my God, I am capable. You know, it just, everything just shifted. And now I'm speaking English most of the time, and I'm like, oh, I love it.
Awesome. That is fantastic.
Dice que en fundación, en la clase de fundación, de fundamento, vamos a hacer muchos procesos de cuerpo porque Access tiene procesos para el oído, para la escucha y para los ojos. Dice, no he comenzado necesariamente a hacer la corrección de mi vista. Yo le digo, yo tampoco de la vista, ¿verdad? Pero tiene procesos para prácticamente todo. Entonces, esto es maravilloso. We have, yes, everybody's like, wow, they're amazed. Some people are thinking about bringing their granddaughter, their nieces, children. That is awesome.
That is.
Sí, puedes traer a tu nieta, puedes traer a todo esto. We have a question here. It says, Melinda, did you mention that Barras can help with ADHD?
ADHD, ADD, like depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, any sort of mental challenge of the brain. Absolutely, you can get those things balanced out a lot easier than if you don't run the bars. Like, it can really help with any challenges in the brain. It can help clear all of that.
Bueno, dice que sí, con todo lo que sea retos mentales como esquizofrenia, bipolaridad, todo lo que tenga que ver con la mente puede ayudarlo más fácil que si no corrieras las barras.
Yeah, so they recommend for, I'm looking in my body book right here, and there's a couple of body processes they recommend if you know somebody who has ADD, ADHD, bipolar, dementia. There's some specific processes that they say that you can run with the bars that will really help their brain connectivity, their brain function more optimally. And, well, if you know Shannon O'Hara, that is Gary Douglas's stepdaughter. She has been doing Access ever since Gary first created it, or when he was inspired to do Access. So she's been doing it for almost 30 years, and she has capacities with entities. I think that I had told you about that, Claudia.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she's the talk to the entities person. And she says that people who have schizophrenia, they're actually dealing with a lot of entities. They're hearing them. They're hearing their voices. They're hearing spirits, basically, that have not gone to heaven or to the universal consciousness or whatever you believe happens when someone dies, whatever you believe happens with their spirit. They're still hanging around talking to people who have schizophrenia, and they can hear them, but they don't know that they're hearing spirits. They think it's their own voice talking to them. And that's where they kind of go crazy, because if they had capacity with entities that they were aware of, and if they could learn how to facilitate that in a healthy way, they would not have schizophrenia. They would just be able to work with the spirit world.
She's actually the creator of this modality, right?
Yes, she is the creator.
Okay. Dice que Shannon O'Hara, así se escribe, Shannon O'Hara, es la hijastra de Gary Douglas, que es el creador del método, que ella tiene pues más de 30 años practicándolo desde que a Gary le llegó el insight o la inspiración de crear esta modalidad, y ella escuchaba las entidades y espíritus, y ella trabaja mucho con las personas que tienen esquizofrenia, porque las personas que tienen esquizofrenia son personas que están todo el tiempo constantemente lidiando con estos espíritus y estas energías, porque están todavía aquí con nosotros lidiando. No son espíritus y energías que no se han ido hacia la luz o hacia la gloria o donde quiera que tú creas que se van o que pasa cuando las personas mueren. Pero estas personas se vuelven literalmente locas porque están lidiando con estas entidades y las escuchan. No necesariamente las ven, hay algunas que sí las ven, pero no están seguras si están escuchándose a sí mismas o están escuchando a alguien más, no están realmente conscientes. Entonces Shannon O'Hara es la creadora de esta modalidad que se llama Hablando con las Entidades.
So she is going to be in Denver May 11th, 12th, and 13th, teaching a 3-day body class, because she's also a 3-day body facilitator. And there's not that many. Like, there's a lot of certified facilitators, a lot of Barras practitioners. I mean, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands, but there's only maybe 20 or 25 in the world 3-day body facilitators. She's one of them. And so she's going to be teaching that in Denver. It's going to be beautiful. I'm going to be going to that in 2 weeks. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But she also has a really cool nature spirit class. She's going to be teaching. It's an entity class, but she has different specialties that kind of sprout off of there. And one of them is nature spirits. And I'm going to do that one online. She's going to be teaching it from Rio de Janeiro. Right after the 3-day body class, she's going to Rio, where she's going to be teaching an advanced class, and then she's going to be doing the nature spirit class. So I really want to do that so I can hone my skills with talking to trees and plants and animals and every living thing, right? I'm excited. I can't wait to do that. You, in your culture, you guys believe a lot more in the spirit world, don't you?
Well, I wasn't one of them. But yeah, a lot of people do. My mother did, but I didn't. And that has been a journey for me. But let me translate and then we'll.
Okay.
Dice que Shannon O'Hara va a estar en Denver el 11, 12 y 13 de mayo. Va a estar facilitando la clase de 3 días de cuerpo. Dice que hay muchas personas que hacen las barras. Hay miles de facilitadores y personas certificadas para hacer barras, pero hay solamente de 20 a 25 personas que hacen los procesos de cuerpo y de entidades, y Shannon O'Hara es una de ellas y dice que es maravillosa en estas clases. Y ella, Melinda, de hecho, va a ir para allá a tomar estas modalidades y va a tomar otra modalidad con ella que es en línea. Entonces dice que en nuestra cultura, pues muchas personas creemos más en lo que es el mundo espiritual, como son las entidades, los espíritus. Yo no era una de ellas. Ha sido un camino para mí creer en esto de los espíritus y cosas de estas, pero ahora pues estoy emocionada y fascinada de conocer este mundo que realmente a veces no eres tú el que está decidiendo, el que está eligiendo, sino que es algo o alguien más que está eligiendo por ti. Y por eso la pregunta y el tema de esta plática, si fueras tú realmente, ¿qué elegirías? That it has been a journey for me to believe in spirits and believe in this energy that we can't see. But
Right.
now I am in love with knowing about it, because now I know that if I was truly being me, what would I choose? Is it really me choosing, or is it something or someone else choosing for me?
Right. Somebody who else maybe might have been afraid of it and they made you afraid of it or made you not want to know about it. But basically, Shannon's point of view is, because she can actually see them, almost like they're real people standing in front of her. She's like, there are so many people that die and their spirits don't go to the light, or they don't go to heaven, or they don't go, if you believe in hell. They're just hanging around, stuck in their identity. I'm somebody's father. I'm somebody's husband. I'm somebody's son. I'm not leaving. I'm going to stay with these people I love, right? Or I'm the president of the United States, or whatever. Whatever their identity is, they're still very tied to it. So their spirit stays here, just, wanting to still do whatever that identity was. And so there are thousands upon millions of spirits that are around here in our midst. And a lot of times we will feel it in our bodies. But because we refuse to be aware of it, we don't know that's what that ache is from, or whatever that feeling density that we have in our body. That a lot of times that's entities for me. I've only recently come to realize that I have a capacity with them. So through Shannon, I've learned how to clear them. I'm learning how to communicate and to receive from them when it's a contribution to me. And I could choose what to do with that. And what's really cool is you can make money with them, because sometimes if they can feel your frequency, that you are a person who can help facilitate them, and they want to talk to their son or their daughter, but they don't know how to do it, they will come to me. I'll say, hey, bring some money in hand and I will help you communicate with them. Now they have to be willing to receive it. As long as they're willing to receive it, I will help you bring some money. And so you can have them bring you money.
Ok, dice que muchas veces no creemos en estas energías o estas entidades porque si alguien le tuvo miedo, nos enseñó a tenerles miedo nosotros también, y que muchas veces no estamos conscientes de que lo que sentimos en el cuerpo como un dolor o alguna frecuencia en nuestro cuerpo realmente pertenece a una entidad o a alguien que estos espíritus, cuando las personas mueren, están tan apegadas a su identidad, como yo soy el papá de alguien, o soy el hijo de alguien, o es que yo soy el presidente, o yo soy X, y están tan arraigados a esa identidad que deciden no irse, se quieren quedar aquí, no se quieren ir. Entonces, dice que con Shannon, ella se acaba de dar cuenta que también tiene una capacidad para facilitar y ayudar a estas personas o a estos espíritus a trascender hacia la luz, porque deciden no trascender porque están apegados a esa identidad. Entonces, todos de hecho tenemos algún cierto punto de capacidad de sentirlas, pero dice ella que I got distracted by the comment. Dice que la verdad que se ha enseñado con Shannon a que puede ayudarles a trascender, ayudarlas a ir a otro estado, pero también se ha enseñado que puede recibir de las entidades, y que de hecho con las entidades tú puedes ganar mucho dinero, porque si sabes y aprendes a facilitarlas, hay algunas entidades que son de contribución para ti, no todas vienen a hacerte daño, de hecho no vienen a hacerte daño. Entonces, te enseñan también a recibir y a que sean contribución y que te puedas comunicar con ellas, porque Shannon tiene la capacidad de verlas físicamente como si todavía estuvieran en este mundo.
There's actually, for anybody who's interested, because all this stuff is related. Like we were talking about schizophrenia. They would not be schizophrenic if they weren't able to hear these entities talking. So that's stuff in their head, right? So that's kind of related to bars, but also related to entities. But you can also feel things to do with entities in your body. So that's things that some of these body processes can help clear. But Shannon has a lot of free resources for anybody who's interested. There's only 3 things you can ever do with an entity. You can communicate, clear, and receive. That's all you can ever do with them. So she has a lot of this stuff that's free on how to clear them on either YouTube channel or the SoundCloud channel, which is an app you can put on your phone. And you could just look up Shannon O'Hara, and she has a lot of this stuff in case you just want to get a little taste of it and see if it's something you might be interested in. That's a free resource that I've used quite often.
Okay. So dice que Shannon O'Hara tiene muchos recursos gratuitos. Creo que no sé No sé, estoy aprendiendo a usar esta plataforma, así es que no sé si se ve ahí el nombre de Shannon O'Hara, si no al final del video se los pongo. La pueden encontrar en Facebook o en YouTube y dice que solamente hay 3 cosas que puedes hacer con las entidades. Puedes ayudarles a trascender, comunicarte con ellas o recibir de ellas. And we have some comments over here that there are some people interested, some people are like, what? and some people are asking to take that class, what are the prerequisites? Like to talk to the entities class.
All you have to do for talk to the entities, you have to first take the intro, which I think is just maybe a couple of hours or even an hour. It's been so long since I took that one. And then there's the basic. There's the basic TTE class. And you could just go right into it. That's the only prerequisite, is to do the little intro, which is very fast. And then she has a bunch of different ones after that, really cool things. But I haven't done the advanced class yet. I've done 2 of the basic ones, and then I really want to do the nature one, the nature spirit one, coming up this month. But that's what she says, is that the spirits are going to be there whether you want to acknowledge them or not. And so they may impact your body or your mind. And if you could learn how to facilitate them in a way that's good for you and for those that you love, why wouldn't you want to do that? Because there's nothing to be afraid of. No other entity is ever more powerful than you unless you allow them to be.
Okay.
And that includes demons.
Ok, dice que el único requisito es que busques la página y te registres a la clase de introducción. Y después de eso tomas una clase que es la clase básica, y después está la clase avanzada, pero ese es el único requisito, pues que veas la introducción. Dice que Shannon O'Hara también tiene una clase donde te enseña a comunicarte con la naturaleza, con los árboles, con los animales, y que realmente no hay nada que temer a las entidades, no hay nada que temer a los espíritus, porque nadie es más poderoso que tú, al menos que tú le permitas, y eso incluye también los demonios.
We're really plugging Shannon, aren't we?
We are. This is a very interesting topic. Yeah, and let me just add this, I forgot to add to them. Dice que todo lo que está en la mente, pues también está en el cuerpo, y que si tú aprendes a liberar lo que está en la mente, pues liberas todo lo que está en tu cuerpo, y que si pudieras aprender a hacerlo y a realmente poder liberarte de todo esto, ¿por qué no lo harías para ti y para esos seres que tú amas?
Yeah, so there's so many different directions you can go into with Access. It doesn't stop at bars. Bars is like the beginning of the iceberg. It's a very important part of the whole thing. But there's so many other little directions you can go in that you can build businesses on and make a lot of money with it. And there's so many different things that might call out to you when you decide to, you
might want to pull your camera a little bit up. Yeah, because we can. There you go. Now we see you. All right. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. So when I first started with Access, it was all about bars. And then since then, I've just met so many other people who have tried and learned some of the other modalities, some of the other specialty classes. There's so many of the specialty classes that I'm interested in, but mostly the body classes and the talk to the entities. Those 2 things really resonate with me.
Dice que en Access hay muchas, ella cuando empezó, pues nada más sabía de las barras, pero también la clase de cuerpos y la clase de entidades son 2 que han resonado mucho con ella, que han resonado mucho con ella.
Yeah, because I did not realize that I had a capacity with entities at all. Same as you, I never acknowledged them. That wasn't a part of my world. That's, they go to heaven when they die or to hell, but they're not hanging around here. And then my first 3-day body class, the lady who was teaching the class, she's another lady who's been with Access a very long time. She was a very well-known psychiatrist before she got into Access. Like 25 years, she was a psychiatrist. And then, so now that she's added Access to her practice, she's been able to shift things and move things and change things so much more quickly than like it would take years and years and years to see any progress with her clients. And now she can change things almost instantly by using the Access tools.
Yes.
So I went to her 3-day body class last year. And when I walked in, one of the first things she said to me was, are all those freeloaders that came in with you going to pay for the class? Because if they're not, they got to leave. And she met my entourage of entities that I didn't even know were trailing behind me.
Yes. Dice que cuando ella empezó con esto no sabía que tenía esa capacidad de facilitar entidades porque no existían en su realidad. Para ella eso no existía. Cuando alguien se muere, pues se va a la gloria o se va donde se tenga que ir, pero ella no estaba consciente de que era una realidad en este mundo y que cuando fue a su clase de 3 días, el año pasado con su facilitadora era una psiquiatra, ella agregó barras a su práctica y cuando agregó barras a su práctica pudo cambiar las cosas mucho más rápido y con mucha más facilidad que antes de practicar barras. Y que cuando ella entró a la clase, la facilitadora le dijo, oye, y todos aquellos colados que vienen contigo van a pagar la clase porque si no van a pagar se tienen que ir.
So she said, I can't even see through my glasses because everything is so foggy from all of the freeloaders in this class. And it wasn't just mine. Coincidentally or not coincidentally, because you know there's no mistakes, all the people who came to her class for that 3-day body class all had tons of entities with them. One girl had like hundreds and hundreds of entities, and she had no idea she was a portal. It was pretty interesting. We learned a lot about it at that 3-day body class, and none of us had an awareness of it before then. It was like 20 people.
Dice que era una clase de 20 personas y la facilitadora le dijo, ni siquiera puedo ver de tanta nubla que hay por todos los colados que están aquí, y no solamente de ellas, sino de todos los que estaban en esa clase, que eran más de 20 personas. Una chica ni siquiera sabía que era un portal de entidades. Entonces, pues eso está en la realidad. Y ahí se dieron cuenta de que eso existía porque no estaba en el mundo de estas personas.
So really, if anybody was kind of curious if they might have a capacity, all you have to do is ask yourself, do I have a capacity with entities that I'm not aware of? And if that's light, then it might be something you want to look into.
Si alguna de ustedes tiene alguna inquietud en saber si ustedes tienen alguna capacidad de facilitar entidades, nada más lo único que tienen que hacer es preguntar, ¿yo tengo alguna capacidad para trabajar con estas entidades? Y si eso se siente ligero, entonces es algo que a lo mejor pudieras ir y buscar y ver qué más hay en este tema, ¿no? Que para mí es muy ligero. Yo realmente no sabía que tenía esa capacidad y no creía, yo pensaba que me estaba volviendo loca, honestamente. Y cuando me dicen, Claudia, ¿cómo sabes esto? No sé. Pero es eso, cuando tienes estas capacidades, y todos los humanos tenemos alguna capacidad psíquica, pero nos dijeron que eso no existe, que eso está mal, que debemos de tener miedo, pero en realidad todos tenemos estas capacidades. That I'm saying that I didn't know that I had that, and it's very light now for me, but I was afraid, and because I thought we all have the capacity to be psychic, and we all have psychic capacities, but we were taught that that was wrong, that was craziness, or you shouldn't be doing that because that was bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
like my cuckoo.
Yeah, which really it's a very empowering thing when you can acknowledge that you have those that potency, and you can actually make your life easier by using that potency.
Dice que en realidad todos tenemos esa potencia y tu vida puede ser mucho más ligera cuando tú reconoces esa potencia.
There's a beautiful exercise that Shannon does in her, it is in a beginner class, and basically she has you close your eyes, and then one of my most favorite tools in Access is just to allow your being to expand out beyond infinity, and lower all of your barriers. And when I do that, it's like, oh, I just don't want to sigh with relief. It feels so freeing. It's so wonderful So she has you do that. And then she says, okay, now what are you aware of with as far as any spirits being around you? She said, so ask all the entities to step back except for your team. So that is your beings of light, your guardian angels, your ascended masters, your spirit guides, any of those spirits that are basically here to support you in this lifetime and contribute to you. She said, allow them to come close, allow them to hug you, allow them to touch you and see. And when I allowed that to happen, literally I started crying. It was the most beautiful feeling. It was so supportive.
I'm just feeling the energy. I'm listening to you and I'm feeling just the energy expanding, and it's so heart-filling.
It is, and anytime I do that, if I have any difficulty, any challenge, it immediately goes away when I do that exercise. I have a completely different perspective after I've done that. And also I call on my team to help me with things as little as, can you help me find a parking spot now? And boom, one will show up, just like that.
Okay. Dice que Shannon tiene un ejercicio en su clase la clase básica donde te pide que cierres los ojos y te pide que expandas tu energía hasta el infinito y el infinito, y que le pidas a todas las entidades que se alejen, se vayan hacia atrás, excepto a tu equipo. Tu equipo es tu ángel guardián, tus maestros de luz, tus seres espirituales que están aquí para cuidarte y para guiarte. Y dice que Shannon les pide y te pide que permitas que estos seres de luz, estos guardianes, estos guías te toquen, te acaricien y se manifiesten en tu energía. Y dice que fue una experiencia muy bonita y que de hecho ella ahora les pide que cuando ella se siente que está teniendo un reto, está teniendo un problema, como le llamamos, ella le pide a su equipo que la ayuden a salir de la situación y que le pide cosas tan pequeñitas como ayúdame a encontrar un espacio para estacionarme ahora. Y dice que se manifiesta inmediatamente. That is awesome. I am just, oh my God.
I do the one where I expand out and lower my barriers, because in this reality, we're taught to build barriers to protect ourselves from judgments, from any negative energy. We are taught to have these barriers up all the time, and it causes us to be real constrictive in our bodies. And when I take a moment to allow myself to expand out beyond infinity, beyond all of the galaxies and universes, which is how God created me anyway, and lower all of my barriers, then nothing can bother me. Everything just floats right through me. I don't have an opinion about anything. It just goes right through me. It can't stick. I become the space between the molecules. It's beautiful.
Una cosa que se me olvidó añadir es que cuando Shannon te pide que te expandas, también te pide que bajes tus barreras, porque nos enseñaron a protegernos y a armar unas barreras en nuestro alrededor. Entonces dice que cuando baja sus barreras, simplemente se deja y se expande a todo el universo y al infinito, así como Dios nos creó de todas maneras, infinitos. Entonces dice que ella se convierte en el espacio dentro de las moléculas y eso es súper rico y expansivo para ella. No lo hemos hecho, pero yo estoy sintiendo la energía. Yo no sé si ustedes están sintiendo esta energía de expansión. So we have Emma says, I need to learn how to talk to them. Now they're asking us if the new bars could be run at a distance. And if entities are like guardian angels, and they always say yes. Las entidades son como los ángeles guardianes, siempre dicen, entities are like guardian angels, they always say yes. Like if you ask them to go back, they always say yes.
Yes, and you don't have to say it either. You could just think it, and almost before you can even think the sentence, they've already done it. So okay. They communicate with energy, and that's the hardest thing for me, is because I'm used to communicating with words. I have to tune into whatever their energy is. And sometimes I have to ask them, can you please communicate to me in a way that I can understand? Because I'm used to speaking in words and you speak with energy. So it's almost everything that I feel in my body is how I communicate with them. But yes, they will, sometimes I have this cat, it's not my cat, it's somebody else's cat, but she loves to come over here and get love. And so she'll come hang out with me, I'll pet her, and sometimes she'll hang out with me all day long if I'm here. But she is very sensitive to entities, and she'll just kind of look up at them, and I'm like, Mama Kitty, are you seeing an entity? And she's like, yeah. So I'll be like, okay, guys, you guys got to leave here. When Mama Kitty's here, I want her to be able to be restful and have peace and fun. So you guys need to step outside until she's gone. And they do. They leave her alone, and then she falls asleep, and she's not bothered by him anymore. So they do. When you ask them, they listen. And definitely entities are all of our spirit guides and our angels, and even maybe loved ones that have passed and they're on the other side and they want to help us. They're looking out for us. It could be them as well. Archangels. It could be any of those types of spirits. And then some that don't even know. She says, a lot of times people will die and their spirit doesn't know they don't have a body anymore. Mm-hmm. And so they're just hanging around, stuck in that identity, and and they don't know they don't have a body. And she goes, and all you have to say a lot of times is, hey, do you guys know you don't have bodies? You can go now. You can go find another body, or you can go back to the divine collective or heaven. You don't have to hang out here anymore because, there's no need for you to do that. And so they're like, oh God, I didn't know I didn't have a body. Okay, see ya. So it's really cool. But she said, if entities pass, if a spirit leaves a body, and if it's on drugs or alcohol to a point where its perception is shifted, like they're not in their right mind when they pass, then they're stuck in that drug-induced or alcoholic state when they leave their body. And sometimes when they're like that, they could hang around for 10 years or more stuck in that state. Yes. So you have to dissipate all the drugs and alcohol before you can communicate with them. But that's very prevalent right there.
Bueno, para hacerlo en resumen, dice que ella tiene un gato que no es de ella, pero viene a su casa y esta gata puede percibir todas las entidades. Y la pregunta que hacían, si dicen que sí todo el tiempo, dice que sí. De hecho, tú nada más tienes que pedirles, ni siquiera tienes que decir la frase, simplemente compensarla, y antes de que terminen la frase ya ellas recibieron la información y se retiran. Y dice que cuando viene la gata a la casa le pregunta básicamente al gato, ¿estás percibiendo entidades? El gato le dice, miau, yes. Y les pide que se retiren porque quiere que la gata esté en su casa y esté en paz y esté descansando, y ellas lo hacen. Y dice que cuando una persona fallece en un estado de drogas o de alcohol, pues ni siquiera se ha dado cuenta y puede permanecer en ese estado de droga y alcohol. El espíritu permanece en ese estado y pueden permanecer en esta realidad hasta por 10 años, hasta que se disipe el efecto de la droga y el alcohol. Muchas personas ni siquiera se dan cuenta que han muerto y no se dan cuenta que no tienen un cuerpo físico, entonces solamente puedes preguntarles, oye, ¿ya sabes que no tienes un cuerpo físico? Entonces, como ya te diste cuenta que no tienes cuerpo físico, te puedes retirar, puedes irte a la luz, a la gloria, a donde quiera que pertenezcas. So we've been over an hour. This is a very interesting topic. I love it, which I didn't believe in it, but now it's fantastic to know that there's other realities and that we could choose from being us without being conscious that what the choices we make when we get rid of all these judgments and beliefs and fears.
Which is to distract or implant in the first place.
Yes.
Another very cool thing, that whenever you ask, hey, when you have an ache or a pain or something, is this mine? Is this somebody else's? Is this something else's? So a lot of times when it's something else's, when that's the lightest of the three, then a lot of times it's something the earth is requiring of you. And it's sending sensations up into your body. And so you can send that down into the earth with the 1, 2, 3. And whatever pain that is, or whatever discomfort, whatever you're feeling, the earth a lot of times can use that in some way. But another really cool exercise that Shannon did is that she had us go out by the trees and communicate with the trees. So I put my hand on this big, beautiful old tree, and I'm like, oh, the stories that you could tell. She says, and connect to the leaves and the branches and the trunk, and then go down into the roots, go under the bark, go all the way down to the center of the earth with the roots. And she said, and ask the tree, what energy can I be that would be a contribution to you? And that's part of what can we do for the earth, because we're always taking from the earth. We take and take and hardly ever give it any love or nurturing back. And so this is one of the ways that we can help nurture the earth through the trees and the plants. But so I did this with a couple of different trees, and it was literally my heart just was opening up, and I had just the most beautiful feeling of love that I got from the trees and that I gave back to the trees. It was a wonderful exercise to do.
Yes, I could just feel the energy that we're going to have this Sunday. I mean, my heart is expanding, and I didn't do the process. It was you doing the process, but just listening to you, it's like I'm doing the process myself. Le comento que estar conscientes de todo esto, que no somos nosotros y podemos elegir desde realmente ser conscientes que somos nosotros los que elegimos, puede cambiar nuestra vida. Y dice que esos son los implantes de distractores. Puedes comunicarte, de hecho, con la tierra, con los árboles. Dice que hizo un ejercicio donde Shannon les pidió que abrazaran el árbol, se comunicaran con el árbol, se conectaran con las hojas, con las ramas, con las raíces, y se fueran hasta el centro de la tierra y le preguntaran al árbol y a la tierra qué contribución podía hacer ella para la tierra, porque todo el tiempo estamos quitándole a la tierra. En vez de contribuir, estamos quitando y quitando a la tierra. So that was, I bet it was a marvelous experience. But we need to leave. We've been over an hour and 10 minutes, which is an awesome, awesome topic. And we could go for hours and hours and hours. But we have the class on Sunday. So
who's coming?
Who's coming? ¿Quién va a elegir vivir en esta energía, conocer a Melinda Joto? Yo tuve la tercera clase con ella. Me encantó su energía. Me encantó la expansión que ella fue para mí en esta tercera clase, por eso quise invitarla. Ella va a estar acá en el área de Dallas Fort Worth, Watauga. De hecho, estamos en Watauga. La clase es el domingo 6, de 10 de la mañana a 6 de la tarde. Es la clase de Barras, que es la primera clase de Access Counsciousness, y pues puedes elegir vivir de una manera consciente, realmente siendo tú, liberando todos estos juicios, bloqueos que hay en ti. And anything else you want to add?
No, just if anybody knows if they want to take the Barras class, as soon as they can let us know so I can print the manuals. And then if you could let me know Spanish or English, and then we could have everything ready for Sunday. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Cinco de Mayo and they're not too hungover for Sunday. But if you are, the Barras will help that.
All right. Let's go get drunk. Okay, dice que si alguien está interesado en la clase o ya sabe que va a asistir a la clase, por favor déjenos saber para saber cuántos manuales y cuánto material va a ella a imprimir y si va a ser en inglés o en español, y que por favor no tomen mucho el 5 de mayo y si toman mucho, pues también las barras les ayuden a quitar la cruda. Por favor, con moderación tomen, yo no les digo que no. Entonces, pues nos vemos el domingo 6 de mayo acá en Watauga, and thank you so much, Melinda. I really love you, enjoy you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I look forward to meeting some of you on Sunday. The more the merrier.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Bye-bye. Gracias.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.